Hey friends, Jennifer here with Moreau Family Farm. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Hey listen, it's hard getting all these videos in for you, and I've had to go to the store today. I had to pick up a few things, like I had to go to the feed store, find some new feed for the goats because they didn't like the last feed that I bought. I had to get just some cleaning supplies, a mop, vacuum, stuff like that. We accidentally left that stuff back in Alabama. But while I was gone, my husband has been doing some more demo. Let me show you what we've got done today. If you remember, we were in this room yesterday and we got this far, and that's pretty much the same. And then this morning, my husband got the tub and shower out of here, but we still need a bathroom, or we still need a toilet, so we couldn't rip out the toilet yet. So the sinks are out on both sides. You can even see through the wall there. That is to the other side of the bathroom on the back side. And we are going to try to save the tub that was in here, maybe with the shower lining. I'm not quite sure if we're going to be able to salvage all of it, but we might actually be able to because it's in good condition. And right now it is sitting in the dining room. But yeah, all it needs is to be, well, there's stuff in it right now because that's just dust. But once it's cleaned up, I mean, if you guys remember, it really was not that dirty before. So I'm going to go ahead and scrape all the caulking off of this and clean it up really good with some bleach. Just bleach everything down. This I'm getting rid of. I just haven't gotten it out of here yet. So yeah, we've got this much done in this bathroom. And then the only other room that we really, well, today anyways, is this room here. We definitely have to get the kids' bedrooms up to par before they come home. So we're going to have working bathrooms and livable bedrooms. The kitchen is the last thing that we're going to be doing for the most part, besides, like, you know, painting living rooms and stuff like that. But this floor definitely needs to come out. So we figured since we're doing the renovations, we might as well just go ahead and get all of this junk out of the house. We've been going back and forth on how we're going to do this. 1 minute we're going to, you know, just go room by room and just do each room as we go. And then the next minute, it's like, let's just rip it all out because we got to get under there. We got to do the floor joist. We've got to lift this stuff up. So you might as well open it all up, see what you're working with, and then do it that way. We are just now going into week 2. The end of today will be a full 6 days that the kids have been gone. So we're trying to get as much done as we can before they get back here. And having 2 functional bathrooms and 3, you know, functional rooms to live in is the first goal. Then we're going to work on, hopefully we'll get some of the flooring started in the hallway here, but we'll definitely have, you know, we're definitely going to have the wood floors that we pick out done in the bedrooms, and hopefully in the bathrooms. Because we're going to do, I'm assuming that we're going to do like a laminate plank wood flooring. Something that's like not low end, but not super high end. Just somewhere in the middle there. It's probably going to cost us anywhere from like $3 to $3.50 a square foot. Hopefully less if we can find it. But that's kind of like the price range that we're looking at. And we are going to have to do all the flooring in the entire house. So we're talking about 1,400 square feet of flooring. It's not going to really cost a ton. It's going to cost a lot, but it's not like we have a huge house, so it's not going to cost a fortune. Just a small fortune. Oh, hold on. So like I said yesterday, this room, we do not have to remove the subfloor. Every time I start talking, he starts sawing. So that room that I just showed you, that's the only room besides the living room that we do not need to replace the subfloor. because this is the living room floor. You can see it's still in good condition. There is no soft spots in the living room. There are only spots that need to really be raised. Now underneath the subfloor, there may be a spot or two that needs the joists done underneath on the bottom. And hopefully he can get that done from underneath without needing to rip up the floor, because the floor is good. And also, if you remember me saying in the last video that the way they did this floor is they put the plywood down first on the bottom, and then they did particle board on the top. Now in this room here, it's plywood. So I'm not quite sure what is underneath this plywood, but in the bedrooms, it's plywood and then particle board on the top. So again, I'm not quite sure why they did it differently in this room compared to the bathrooms and the bedrooms. I'm honestly not sure, but under here you can kind of, it looks like it's just plywood on plywood. So maybe they replaced the particle board in here and just put down plywood. I'm not 100% sure, but the hallway here, this room here, and the bedroom back there, only floors that do not need to be replaced. Cutting all of this stuff out. You got to rip it out. You got to see what you're dealing with, and then you just replace it as you go. We're going to have to raise the pilings, and we bought two 12-ton, it's so loud. We bought two 12-ton pump jacks to lift the floor to fix the pilings, and then we're going to replace the joist. If I can get a video showing you how we do that, I will definitely show you. Getting the 12-ton pump jacks was definitely a priority. We needed to get that in order to raise the floor to make it level. So that is going to be the next step after getting all the subflooring out. We're going to raise it, then we're going to replace the joists. Yeah, so it's a lot, but we're getting a lot done. I feel like we're getting things accomplished just by getting all this stuff out here. I finally today got in touch with a waste, you know, like a trash waste company. If you also remember, I said that we found out that we do not have trash pickup here, which is really not a big deal. We have plenty of land, so we can burn. I'm just going to take a seat for a second. I am so hot. We're going to burn all of the wood, anything that's paper material. Basically, anything that is not plastic or metal is going to get burnt. Anything that is plastic or metal, we are going to put in trash bags and we're going to haul it off to the closest dump, which I don't think is that far. Finding a dump is not the issue. The problem we're having right now is we need to pick up all the trash that is in the yard. I did contact, well, I left 2 messages for one of the companies, and today I just decided that I was going to stop by there. I got myself there, I talked to somebody, and immediately I got a phone call from somebody else who can help me out. So I got some prices on getting a roll-off dumpster to come here, and it's expensive, but we knew that it was going to be kind of pricey. We're just debating on, do we want them to drop it off now and start filling it and then have it hauled off? Or do we want to wait until more of the demo is done? Because you pay, it's $125 for them to drop it off. It's $250 for them to haul it off. And then you pay $28 per ton. And you also pay $2 per day. So it adds up pretty quickly. We figured it would cost somewhere around $600. But we're not 100% sure how much trash is already here. And the size of the dumpster is only, I think it's 20 feet by 4 feet. So it's not really huge. And it's going to fill up pretty quick. Now, the difference is, the guy was telling me that he can get me a bigger dumpster. Obviously, it costs more. But the thing with that is you can't have any of the trash come above the top of the dumpster. It could just come to the very top, but with the smaller one, it can come over the top. So I don't know what the difference is with that. I don't know why that is. I don't know really what the dumpster looks like to really determine why they do it that way, why one can be overloaded and the other one can't. So the bigger one, I didn't get the pricing on it, but it's 30 feet by 6 feet. So it is a little bit taller and definitely 10 feet longer. So that would be a big difference. And that might be something that it's going to better suit our needs. So I'm actually going to contact the guy to find out the pricing on that. I also did call a tree trimming service who said that he was going to get some pricing on how much it would cost. He knows how much it costs to drop off tree limbs and stuff like that at the landfill, but he doesn't know the cost on dropping off like trash and stuff, which I do. It's $28 a ton. So he's supposed to give me a call back to let me know what the cost would be on something like that. And he would just come and pick up the trash that we already have here and haul it off for us. So that would be cool. They don't have a grapple, but they do have a way of picking up the debris. I don't know really what it is that he would do. I know how a grapple works, but I don't know what other system might be beneficial for trash pickup. But anyways, we have some stuff in the works. I'm just waiting for that guy to give me a call back. He did call me once, but he said that he wants to call the landfill to find out pricing, and then he would get back with me sometime today to let me know what the cost would be. So if we could at least get some of the debris off the land and then we get the dumpster dropped off, that would be really great. That's what I'm hoping we can do, but we'll see what happens. I'm not going to hold my breath, that's for sure. But that's kind of it. I will get back with you guys later on. We are on the next day. Yesterday I showed you how bad the wood floors are. Today I'm going to show you the beams that have already been replaced. I'm just debating on which room I want to start in. It's kind of tricky because we need to also make sure that we have a bathroom here to use, and a lot of the deteriorated wood is the wood that's in the bathroom. Obviously there's water, and when the pipes are leaking, it creates more moisture. More moisture brings in termites. The termites eat the wood, it destroys the wood, the moisture rots the wood. So it's just a combination of everything. I'm going to try to get over and la 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 la. My kids watch the Smurfs. Do your kids watch the Smurfs? Hold on a second. I'm crawling over beams here, so bear with me. Okay. Alright. So, I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but we've put in a new beam there. There, we put in some cross beams for added extra support. One there. Here, these beams are new. This beam is not that bad. There is just one spot right there that looks like it's bad, but on the bottom side of it, it looks fine. It's very sturdy and sound. So we are not going to replace that one as of yet. I don't think we're going to replace it at all. But pretty much all of the beams in the bathroom are good. They are solid. He might do another brace right here. I'm not 100% sure. He really doesn't need to. He doesn't need to, but he might. As you can tell, he put tons of cross beams right there. That's just added extra support. They really don't need to be there. If you can see, this is just an example of, well, he already took out some of the beams here, so it doesn't look as solid as it should. They have not been replaced yet, though. So this is not what it's supposed to look like. Those cross beams there, I think it's kind of a crummy job. I think the wood is too thin to be supportive. Even though they are crossing each other, I still don't think that that's enough support. If they were going to do cross beams, in my opinion, it should have been like a 2 by something. Give me a second here. Huh? Alright, so there is a piling right there that seems to be okay. I feel like there should probably be another piling right here, which I think is something that we're going to be working on. Not we, my husband. I'm just a helper. I don't do nothing. I'm coming over. Okay. So now we're going to come in the other bathroom. And as you can see, only half the floor has been removed because we need to use this bathroom. And even though this toilet is not sound, like literally when you sit on it, it leans to the side and there's no supporting beam underneath, because this beam right here is rotted underneath there. And there's nothing holding up the floor, basically. There's no piling or whatever. That piling right there is very loose. Yeah, so we need to work on this side, but we're trying to do one room at a time. So he's trying to work on that room first, that bathroom, before we come over here. But yeah, so a little bit of progress is being made. It is 4:30, so it's hard to you know, get all this stuff done. Especially my husband's only one person. I've been trying to help with cutting wood just so he can stay in there instead of going in, coming out, going in, coming out. But I did have to go run to the store. I had to run out to go pick up some more of the 2x8x12s. And I had to get some new light switches and a couple of other things. But for the most part, I've been trying to help him with cutting the wood with our lovely new Hercules miter saw and bench. I told him that he needs to get some tools that's really going to help him and make this an easier job. And this is definitely doing the job. So it's if you're interested in this product, it is from Harbor Freight. I always forget it. I always want to say Ace Hardware, but it's not. It's from Harbor Freight. It's a decent price. It seems to be working well so far. So no complaints yet. If we have any, I'll be sure to let you know. But it is nice. It glides nice. We're not used to these fancy tools. This is right. This is fancy for us. Fancy schmancy. Look at that. It's been working hard. Nice. Well, after doing all the work that we did in the house, we decided we got done a little bit early today. So we would go ahead and get the wood set on fire so we can stop looking at least 2 of these giant eyesores out of the 4. Because we still have that pile there and then that smaller pile right there. But this is how we do it out in the country. You get your burn piles going. This pile here actually is just 2 hay bales that were left here that we don't want. They're old, they're gross. And then the other one is pretty much all wood. There is going to be some nails and screws and stuff like that, but we have a magnet that we're going to go around and just pick up as much of the stuff as we can. We're not burning anything that's plastic. We are burning cloth. The gnats are out bad tonight. So bad. So very bad. But I have my protective gear on. You guys want to see? It's kind of embarrassing. But my husband, he likes to laugh at me. But it's the only way that I can be outside. So I'm just going to show you. Alright, here it goes. This is it, guys. This is the only way that I can handle being outside. They literally make these. It's a gnat net. It's a gnat net. But really it does help. I feel the gnats on my arms, which is kind of annoying because it kind of like tickles. But I don't have to worry about them getting in my eyes or getting in my mouth or getting in my ears or my nose. So it's manageable. But you can see, I don't know, can you guys see all the gnats that are flying around my face? It's really bad. Really, really bad. They say, the locals, they say that this season lasts about the end of September, mid of September. We'll see. Oh gosh, I can't even handle them on my arm. Look at this. Do you see all of them? Oh, I can feel them. They are really, really bad. Really bad. Look at them all over my hand. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. That's why I have my net on. They don't seem to bother my husband. I don't know how and I don't know why. But they are like attracted to me. And I can't stand it. So when they get this bad where I just can't deal with it, I just go inside. And that's where I'm going to go now. So now that I'm in here, I can take it off. So another thing that we did get done in the house is all of the electrical switches have been changed. So we got, don't mind the decor, that's not going to stay, but we've got the switches up. This wall, we cannot put a plate on it because we need to rip out this wall. I might have mentioned that in the last video. We're not doing the ones on this wall here because this wall is getting removed anyways. These are GFIs, so we did the 3 GFIs, one here, there, and the one over there because it's next to a water source. You want to make sure whenever you're switching out your electrical outlets, you need to have a GFI within, if it's within 6 feet, I think, of a water source, you need to have a GFI. Another thing we're going to be doing is instead of having this window here, we're going to try to do a sliding glass door. But if we can't do a sliding glass door, we're just going to do a regular door right here. And then we'll eventually build like a deck or something out back here that we may possibly screen in. But again, this is all futuristic stuff. It's not going to be happening anytime soon. But we do have plans for this little house to expand it and make it more functional and more livable and just more enjoyable. And of course, like I said, all of this is going to be completely open. So it's going to be like an, kind of like an L shape. And I think I might put an island here. I'm not quite sure yet how, I don't know if I'm going to do a U shape and keep it like this, or if I'm going to do an island. But I definitely want my sink to look out a window. And we're going to expand this window just a little bit to make just a little bit longer of a window so I have more of a view outside. And obviously I won't be looking at all of this junk. Eventually it's going to be my barn out there. And you know, it'll look nice. It's just going to take us time to get there. If it wasn't for all the stuff that we had to do inside the house, we would definitely be working on things outside, but we just can't do everything all at once, and we want to do it ourselves. We don't want to hire people. We want to try to save as much money as we can because we know how to do the work. Well, I say we, but my husband knows how to do the work. I'm an excellent helper. That's my job. And it really does help him out to have someone, you know, cutting wood for him and doing some of the smaller minor things like running to the store for supplies, you know, cleaning up the stuff that he's leaving behind, handing him tools so he doesn't have to come in and out of the ground, like literally through the floor. So instead of having to constantly pop up, come out, get his tools. I'm standing by, handing him tools and, you know, helping him lift wood and stuff like that to place the wood where it needs to go. But it's a work in progress. And it's very exciting. So we hope that you're enjoying this, and I hope that you're looking forward to seeing the end result as much as I am. It's going to be so pretty. I cannot wait. And that's kind of it for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And until next time, you guys be blessed. We'll see you then. Bye, guys.